Rolls Royce pull up, black boy hop out. Shout out to my mother and my father didn't. Hold up! Oh my God, I never seen nothing like this. That's what my mom was saying. She was crying and shit. She was just like, this shit is beautiful. It was a beautiful moment. You always keep the picnic blankets in the back because you never know. You never know where the fuck you're gonna end up at. Okay. Now we ready. Rolls Royce pull up, black boy hop out. Shout out to my mother and my father didn't pull out. MSG sell out. Fuck these niggas yap out. Whips on whips, my ancestors got their backs out. 24500 stacks for the hood. Call me lumberjack, cause I wish a nigga would race. Do it like this the wish a nigga could face. They ain't getting paper like they should wait. Niggas ain't really on the type of shit he on. I hit Drizzy and told him I had a milli for him. I own my company's full, told him to keep the loan. I took that gold bitch home, niggas was big mad. I put that bitch on the shelf to let it ventilate and bought another car, cause I ain't know how to celebrate. That big boy, that big bitch for all weather. It never rained in Cali, came with an umbrella. Rolls Royce pull up, black boy hop out. Shout out to my mother and my father didn't pull out. MSG sell out. Fuck these niggas yap out. Good credit score, this card really can't max out. 24500 stacks for the hood. Call me lumberjack, cause I wish a nigga would. This is the face, man, I wish a nigga.
It's different. It's really different.
Hey yo, I might sled in Utah. LA is too warm. My nigga tall, look like a bitch. I call him Mulan. Salad colored emerald on finger, the size of croutons. Niggas cannot fuck with performance and magic new one. That's my nuance. Used to be the widow. Used to laugh at me, listen to me with their ears closed. Used to treat me like that boy Malcolm in the middle. Now I'm 0000000. Rolls Royce pull up, black boy hop out.
Take this shit no more.
I quit. We're here. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Finally, we are here. We have finally made it to round 1 of the FNL season here on F1 2021. I am the host and commentator for this season for FNL. I am Alcatraz. Welcome. Alcatraz was taken, so TTV Alcatraz will have to do for the channel name. Go Williams! Yes, we have a plethora of new drivers. Obviously, as we saw from pre-season week 1, we had a 2-week delay due to Codemasters finally delivering the game 4 weeks later. Hopefully, there's a little amount of glitches as possible. But we are here in Bahrain. Obviously, with the COVID change throughout the season of last year, of the big season where there was mostly a Europe tour, it comes to the new calendar of 2021, obviously with the Australian Grand Prix being cancelled. Bahrain stepped up to be the first race of the season, which hasn't been outside of Melbourne for, 20 years? So, absolutely astonishing that we're having a night race first off, which is usually the second race of the regular season. Most iconic thing about the track, obviously being a night race in the middle of the desert, was the massive crash that happened last season with Grosjean at the end of turn 4. And obviously options for the drivers is the 3 DRS zones available at the, obviously we have the long start finish straight, which is going to be the major place for overtakes. Then we have the exit into Sector 2, which is just a small, actually going into Sector 2 out of Sector 1 is the double detection zone coming out of turns 2 and 3. And then we have the 3rd DRS zone in the little part of Sector 2 going into Sector 3. So those are the 3 major parts of DRS. It's going to be an extremely quick lap throughout these drivers. We're looking at probably around the 130s as we have our first driver that's going to be doing his lap, which is Bad Voodoo currently in the Williams. A new driver to the board here as we have a very fast Haas behind them, most likely of Zach. With the new drivers in board, obviously from pre-season to the regular season now, we have a few name changes as Tal has super subbed in as a reserve driver, taking the other Alpine spot. And I think we have Zach, who has taken a full-time spot in the Haas. So I think those are the major changes. We still have Kopsky in the other has, so teammate number 1 is staying. So we're looking at a time of a 1:30, a 1:29.9, which obviously gets just absolutely taken place by the veteran of Ghost, one of the admins here at FNL. So you can see the pace difference coming from the start of the crew to the newly driver at Williams is a 3-second difference. Obviously, Gunner and Bad Voodoo in the same team, but I think tonight it's Tao and Bad Voodoo. I think he's taken a step back tonight, as we've already had 2 new followers, obviously, from Mills and Forge coming in before I've even put onto the headset, and we even had a resub of a huge 6-month total of Kimonzi. I'm kidding, I know how to pronounce your name, Kimon. I'm just taking the piss, but 6 months, so that's a huge pug moment, and we are into the first qualifying session of the season. Obviously 18 minutes long given to the drivers. We're looking at possibly a 2-stop strategy overall in the race, from a soft, obviously people will be qualifying on the softs to get as far as up as the grid as possible, into a soft medium, or a soft hard. Looks like that's like the strategy that comes off at the top of my head. Other options for the drivers, potentially a 1-stop strategy on the effort of how well they are in the tyre management area. They could possibly go for a soft hard, extending the softs. But as Yumpsy takes the top spot in the 125s, already going with the lowest fuel load possible, flying into nearly a 6/10 gap. Blaine. Also, as a Williams sub, I couldn't make it. Yeah. Big names this season, actually. Tell you what I will do, though, just because it is league racing, I will disable the chat box. There we go. Don't want to cover up the names. I could move it somewhere, but like always, the 6 names down the bottom of the middle, I think most of the average viewer has realized the 6 names. Basically, the VIPs have given me the option of streaming these types of events, getting the game nice and early rather than waiting for EA to deliver it for free. So yeah, thank you to the 6 names down the bottom of Null, Davies, Prezzo, Yumpsy, Lick, and Dills. So yeah, big ups for that 6 that contributed towards the donations of that stream. But we're looking at a domination here from Merc, as the Merc is usually the favourite driver around Bahrain in real life, compared to the Red Bull, which has fallen down to 13. So Noor and any minute now teammates from last season has not shown their pace yet. Obviously, we have 11 minutes left of this session to go, and it's just usually the warm-up for now. Track temperatures are coming up, so the drivers can get more grip in those soft compound of tyre. But we'll have a look to see what items they've gone for. And we have Rappel showing his pace on the mediums, equaling some people's pace on the softs, showing a 1:27.3. Let's just adjust that. One thing I wish was if I click off the game, it doesn't go to that grey spot. As we have a yellow flag in Sector 1, obviously just a slow car coming out of the pits. But I think we'll stay on board with Vass, as he's currently in 4th, but he's on his outlap, so we'll probably just have to toggle to him later on, as Licorice is on his top fast lap here. Currently on a 1:26, he actually might be on a cooldown lap, as his fuel is quite low, flashing red on the bottom right corner. As always, we still do have the replay system engaged, so whenever we see something hectic, we have 20 seconds to pull back a replay that will be showing into the top right of the screen. So any new drivers, Kopsky into 9th, and I think that is the only, and Alex 96 has taken a full-time spot in the Ferrari in P5s, but has given plenty of space to the drivers to use, and nice low on fuel, probably going to cut the circuit to get home safe. Let's have a look. So Ghost has just purpled Sector 1. He's flying with those softs currently. You don't want to touch too much of the curves. He's coming to the right-hander. And now it's coming to a very difficult braking zone down the hill. This is a very known lockup area on the left front tyre. And he comes in buttery smooth, just nicking the apex and coming out and doing the same thing there. DRS engage, and he's coming down. Is he going to take that sweaty esports line of running his car completely off the track? No, he's quite safe there, only running the 2 tyres off, not getting the full amount of angle shown. But let's see if he purples sector 2, coming up the sweeping right-hander here. A lot of cars can lose the rear end with this low fuel. He doesn't. 27 seconds in that second sector. He's got Burt coming onto the track, might disrupt that top speed there, moving slightly to the right there. And let's see what braking he can pull into the final corner, into the final link, shifting up the gears, DRS enabled for the last 100 meters, and he comes across the line, a 1:26.9. So he improves, but he stays exactly where he is. So let's go on to Vas as he's on his lap now. Purple into sector 1 and 2. Obviously, as you can see on the bottom right, it was someone coming at the pit lane. I think a very slow Red Bull preparing his lap. No, not a Red Bull, a Alpine. Sector 1 yellows, giving away for traffic. So Vas is purple sector 2. He's coming in quick. Is Mercedes going to take the P1-2 slot, locking at the front of the row, as we have a McLaren who's made a huge mistake on the sweeping right-hander. But we need to stay on board Vas to see what time he does. And he's locked out the front row with Yumpsy with a 1:25.9, 6/10 off his teammate practically, with 7 minutes to go, so still time for another lap. And I think that was Davies that made the mistake, as he's just gone back onto the circuit. Let's see how that front wing's going. Oh, it seems fine. He must have just spun. So Kopsky is just purpled sector 2. And he's flying for the final part of the sector here. And let's see what time he can produce. He's on board to potentially be in the 1:25. I reckon 1:25.8. Ooh, 1:26 on the dot, but improves massively. 7/10 is the difference, and he flies up into P5. His other teammate of Zach is down into 13th with a 1:26.4. Let's see if he's on a lap here as well. It'll be interesting to see what strats the team has put together. If any of them are going to come in and do a tow, helping each other out, it can gain at least 5 to 6/10 just on these straights alone with a tow, especially going through the start-finish line and into sector 2. A little bit of a lock-up in the back end. Let's see what Zach can produce here. He's going to improve his time. He improves his time by 3/10, and that throws him all the way into P8. So you can see how close the field is, ladies and gentlemen. There's a 3/10 difference from 13th all the way to 8th. So he's inside the 10. Let's see what Red Bull can produce. He's about to start his hot lap. So let's see what the number... Oh, no, he's coming into the pits. Oh, I thought he was preparing his lap. Maybe any minute now, and Null have got a kind of strategic idea, starting at the back of the pack and only doing a 1-stop. Yeah, any minute now. Already done his lap. He knows his teammate's in, but he looks like he's about to set up a lap on the mediums. Is he going in the pits as well? He is too. What is Team Red Bull up to? So it's good to see that the rev glitch still exists after 2 major updates. Like, what is that noise? It's like a starving RC car. Is he setting up his teammate maybe? He's also on an outlap. Oh, so they're setting up the tow. I actually want to stay on board on Team Red Bull, as Alex has actually jumped in front, so he's got to give Davies the toe potentially to try and put him on the top spot. Oh no, he's actually on in the pits. Out of fuel most likely. So no toe. So let's see what Alex can produce here on his lap. Alex starts his final lap here at Bahrain. There's still three minutes to go. But with the amount of laps he can do is only 2 in his total laps. As it looks like cars have made a mistake, or he's letting them go. Yeah, it looks like he was just letting them go from most likely Bert. No, he seems to have made a mistake. Into the braking zone. Not as close as the apex as he wants. He's on the faster softs. Does he lock up? He comes in nice and late. Gets close to that apex perfectly. Down on the power. 5th, 6th. Flying through DRS on. ERS on the hot lap. Is he going to take that esports line? He goes wider than Ghost. Doesn't touch the apex though. It's all coming up to the sweeping right-hander. Is he going to be up on his time? Or he hits the curb slightly. Had to readjust his time. He's only up a 10th. Being up a 10th is only going to slot him into the 10. Is he going to abandon this lap and go for another one? Because he'll be able to do one more lap, depending if he abandons or not. He might go for back-to-back laps, but on his final improvement, it actually slots him up. 4/10th improvement from out of nowhere in that final sector alone has slot him into P3. He was only up 1/10 in the second sector. But all the drivers are coming out. I think Vass is one of the first drivers to be on their out lap and starting their lap. So we'll stay on board with him for now. DRS on. Coming through to the very technical area of Sector 2, also known as Hamilton's Extension. And then pushing up the hill slightly. Big braking zone inbound. Doesn't lock up. A lot of drivers have been comfortable with this braking zone now. He's got to come flying through a little bit of traffic. Oh, nice and wide. That's an interesting line. Does he get the most out of it? He does. Up 2/10. Purple in Sector 2. This is a potential for a front row lockout for Mercedes. And Vass across the line. Only up 1 position. 2/10 improvement, taking P3. Let's see what Vass in the Bottas Mobile can do. A little bit of traffic, plenty of room given. Bert has retired on track. Potentially we can view from the Red Bull. Oh, big mistake in that sector there. And I think Dills is going to give us a view. No, I looked at the wrong car. But yeah, Bert's completely gone. Right hand side of the track, rimmed against the wall, tyres completely ripped off. Let's see where Yumpsy is right now. Coming through the same part of the track, purple in Sector 2. He is quick and he's coming in fast. Alex couldn't improve. Masticles couldn't improve. Towers in P6 under the radar. Sniper Monk in 7th. Little bit uneasy there. Can he improve his time to cement P1 in the first race of the season? He can. A 1:25.3. Davies couldn't improve going into the pits. A 1:25.6. Dills into the wall, pushing for his fastest lap. A 1:26 on the dot in ninth. Rappel on his final engagement, only up a small amount of time, but purples it. Got a little bit of an injured McLaren on the right-hand side. And he's coming through quick. And he does improve. He's into 8th. But not the pace that we've been wondering. But our top 10 has been cemented for round 1. Yamsi taking pole position. Davies splitting the two Mercedes with the Ferrari, and then Alex in P4. So Ferrari and Merc dueling it out for the drivers and constructors by round 1 already. Then Massacles, Tower, Sniper Monk, Rappel, Kopsky, and Dills is your top 10. Out of the 10 that get a free selection of tyre is Zach, Papa Fresh, Null, Mendy, Lick, Burt, Ghost, who set a great time in the first part of the race, actually starting qualifying quick, and then just everyone just improved their time slowly, going into P17. But the biggest shock of all is Team Red Bull 13th and 18th any minute now, and then Bad Voodoo and Crystal not to set a time in the session. But that is our qualifying. So, looking at our top 10, Yamsi, Davies, Vass, Alex in the top 4, splitting each other with Mercedes and Ferrari taking it. Masticles, Tao, Sniper Monk, Rappel, Kopsky, and Dills is your top 10. And then finally, finishing down in the bottom 10 are the following drivers of Zach, Papa Fresh, Null, Mendy, Licorice, Burt, Ghost, any minute now, Bad Voodoo, and Crystal Paladin. So that is our top 10. And we're about to go into the first race of the FNL season here on F1 2021. As the drivers prepare and ready up their setups, we'll just take a small interval break until the formation lap. See you soon.
Guess what, mate? NBN is finally available again in your area.
Hell yeah, it's available in my area. Formation lap. So we have Pickaxe King and Kimothy dueling it out. Yo, King, you've only got 600 points, but wait, you how do you have 600 points, but you cash that in Stream Element's drunk, dude? I see that no one's still won the slots yet. Whoa, 2 cars have already decided to make love, and it was Zach and Null decided to get disqualified in the first race of the season. So, disqualified from the formation lap, they'll be starting on nice cold tyres. Let's do some final adjustments before the start. Replay system is up and running. Put your predictions in chat. Who will be taking the first win of the season? Is it Yumsy, Davies, Vass, or is it anyone else further down the row of drivers that we have here in the FNL? Very talented bunch. So talented that we just don't expand. So 2 drivers outside of the 10 have started to opt for the soft tyre of Mendy, and any minute now everyone else is on the softs. We'll go on position changes off the start, and I think that'll be good enough for all the content needed. Oh, look at the wait, hold up. Look at the Red Bull. Look at that. Look at it. Look at how it's starting. There isn't. Wait, I'm going to start on down here because I have a feeling something's going to happen. But look at this view. He's not even in his box. Wait, why aren't they? I can't select them yet. Are they going to just teleport back? Look where he is. Oh, okay, that's fine. Just gets TP'd back. Interval's already gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here, ladies and gentlemen. And away we go for race 1 of the season. Mercedes getting a fantastic start, blocking out the inside line. Ferrari coming down the inside, 2 wide. Vass losing 1. Oh, 2 Ferraris make collision. Very similar to what happened in Austria coming down the inside. It all seems to be clean so far with the drivers. Forcing nice and wide with the McLaren against the Alfa Romeo. All clean down the second part of the DRS zone. And we're looking at a soft medium or a soft hard. And we've already got a car losing a little bit of traction of rappel, easing up that car with Masticles coming up behind him. And we're seeing great control here from the leader of Yumpsy, taking a huge lead of a 1.1 second gap already as the Ferrari and Vass going side by side, making slight contact into the braking zone. Oh, we're going to see a move done. No, Vass has to concede the position. He doesn't want to make that side pod contact, losing the rear end of the car. As we have a 4 wide potential down here at the back of the grid of the top 10 as Haas versing McLaren dangerously here as we got to look at a back view here of Zach against Mendy defending, and they're all coming down. Oh, Noah's going to take out Papa Fresh, and he's gone. He's definitely swung out the car, and he's taking the safest route, pushing off to the exceeded of the right-hand side of the line. But we saw that contact there, sector 2 yellows from Null there. As you can see on the top right of your screen is the current replay playing of that contact, as we'll stay on board with Vass, who was defending against Sniper Monk and trying to catch up to Alex once again. As Yumsy finishes the first lap in front, and the telemetry's trying to fuck up our day, but it's been adjusted quickly. So I guess that's how they've fixed the patch, is just adjust the time, even though it looks like it's about to say 1 lap. As Zach and Mendy are going into turn 1, and they've got to do an old switchback side by side, nice and wide, but plenty of given space. So position changes after lap 1. We have the biggest loser of -5 positions of Papa Fresh, as I've just lost the intervals. It's dead. It's gone. Something's happened. And yeah. So where's Yumpsy? I'll stay on the leader. That didn't last long, ladies and gentlemen. And it says lap 3. I know it's lap 2. As Yumpsy still got like a 1.1 second lead. I don't know why these two are signaling the front, but lap 3 currently, it's only lap 2, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 2. Codemasters just showing their fantastic work here. I hope, yeah, man, intervals are gone. So looking at the pack here, we can toggle just through here. That's what I'm going to be using as a guide. All the intervals have now been adjusted, thank God. So we have a bit of a DRS tow. So a DRS tow, essentially when that starts in, is that the drivers are all within that second range. So from first all the way down to 11th, they're all within that second. So they're all getting the same advantage using that DRS that will give you 10 to 15 more kilometers per hour in the car. And that's not using ERS either. So Sniper Monk losing the position to repel on those softs. Let's see how he defends back. Obviously, DRS is still not available to the drivers yet, or as he just toggles it on. So we are into lap 3 now. So Tal is trying to potentially make a move here on Sniper Monk, and Masticles is coming behind him as well as Kopsky is battling out Masticles. We've got a good view here of the pack behind him as well, as Tal is outbraking him coming into the second sector. So we might see him move down the inside, but we'll see him possibly patiently waiting to make a move down the inside. Very lazy Tal, whose luck is not often the best, but let's see what he can produce here into this first little DRS. He's got a very good exit, so he might be able to catch him out here. ERS is also in overtake mode. Are we going to see a darty move down the inside, or a patiently waiting move into the turn 1, as we'll see a patient move? But he's also got Masticles right behind him. Tao opting for the wide line to cut back in. Masticles taking a very cautious line. Tao going off the circuit, potentially a warning. Same goes with Masticles across that turn. Kopsky on the back of Masticles as well. Sniper Monk falling massively behind Repel. Possibly a second a lap. So let's see how Tal approaches this move on Sniper Monk. Is he going to make a darty move down the inside? So let's see him dart to the right as he does. And let's see the braking. Nice and clean. Oh, we're going to see Kopsky go around the outside potentially. Side by side. Plenty of room given. And he's away. But he doesn't get DRS. So Sniper Monk might make the same move. Tao going defensive down the inside. Gives him all the room he can. Wide line. Masticles might make a move down the inside, sneak through. And the positions just return back to normal as it was on the previous lap. As we have a yellow flag. That is an Alpine. Yeah, it's Licorice making a mistake. But we'll go back to that close battle at the front. Because we have a tow from Sniper Monk, which is 2.4 seconds behind Repel. So Vash trying to catch up. Oh no! And there it is! There's the Tao moment! It was bound to happen. Didn't think it was going to be this soon. And he's fallen all the way down to P16. Just toggled off the contact. Just toggled it off. As Mendy is watching the feud of these three going on. He would have had a perfect view of the incident with Tal. Getting nice and close. Small amount of Snicko there. That also might be from Deals coming in as well. So he's getting the move on Kopsky well before. And Sniper Monk has opted to go into the pit. He actually might have damage. Who knows on that end plate. So Kopsky's actually flying past. He's actually not using all the ERS. He's got way stronger straight line speed, and Deals actually lock up there, but to avoid the collision with Mendy. Oh, who's that? Alex has spun, and that was potentially a reset to track. And now let's see if Ghost has got enough pace to get this move done as well. No, he'll stay behind, but Alex has got those stuffed up tires at the moment, a bit hot. But Repeller's actually jumped Vass and Alex. So we don't know what we've missed there as well. Here at Fox Sports, we decided to miss every main part of the race and only have the boring, first turn overtakes. So Yumpsy's lead has fallen from 1.5 all the way down to 0.6 going into lap 5. So let's have a look at Ghost here. See if he gets this move done. As we potentially can see a 3 wide here if Zach wants to invite himself. Let's see. And Alex yields the position, and Zach flies through on these mediums. The boys on their mediums are finding their own, and they're flying through the pack now as these softs are starting to die off. So let's see how Kopsky goes against Masticles. The classic turn one. He's got to get him well before turn one, so easy as you like it. As Alex decides to go on the pit, same with Mendy. So Davies is making a push now against Yumpsy. Yumpsy with less ERS overall. See how Forza Ferrari gets the Merc here at Bahrain. Flying through Sector 2 with the right, left, and then the long right-hander here. And he's coming through quickly. He's only 3/10 off right now with a perfect view from the blimp or the helicam, depending on what game you're playing. Yep, keep an eye on the 1-2 battle, as I am. This is the one battle that we'll be seeing throughout the whole race. Same down the pack as well, especially with Masticles and Kopsky. So we'll probably see him move into turn 1. 4/10 is the difference, and he'll probably fly up into a 10th into turn 1. As Rappel potentially going to make a move on Vass soon as well. So the lead and the podium spot is under threat. So let's see how Davies on board pushes to try and make a move into turn 1, or are they going into the pit because the softs are dying and they're dying quick. Yumpsy not going onto the pits yet, but let's see how much ERS Davies decides to use. He's not opting to use much. He's staying within that DRS, so I think he's just doing an ERS save. Vass taking the offline to give Rappel none of that inside drag, but opting for the more defensive line to give Rappel more of the racing line to give a better exit out. And let's see if he wants to make a move here. He's got the momentum too. He's got to back out. He does lay it off for now. He's got to just enjoy the toe and then build up that ERS to pull off an ERS push off as soon as he makes the move. So we have Crystal Paladin going side by side with Burt. And they're both coming in on the medium. Slight amount of contact there. Doesn't seem to be any wing damage coming off the car. And then we have Tau flying through as well, catching up to this battle. Crystal going off the circuit slightly, but regaining traction of the car. Tau opting to try and sneak in, but that was just to avoid contact mainly. Going braking later. Those softs might not be doing him so well coming off the incident. But he'll be still just as quick as those medium compound tyre. So we'll go back to him a little bit later as we have Davies staying around that 4/10 region. I wonder what his plan is. He doesn't obviously want the lead. As Yumpsy's dived into the pits, but he's giving Davies that DRS for the final time. So Yumpsy's opted for the undercut. Davies needs to push and push now if he wants to remain in the lead. He's got the DRS push off, and Vass and Rappel are fighting for the second spot for P3, and Rappel going around the outside, inside of turn 1 and then outside of turn 2 and flying through with that DRS. Who's that into the wall? It's a Red Bull. Is that Null? No, it was any minute now. Full front wing ripped off. We could potentially see a safety car with the debris on the track that could give Davies the opportunity to pit. Now let's see, is Yumpsy in traffic? He's got a small amount of traffic. Keep an eye out on the bottom right of the track map where Davies is. I'll have this set up to toggle quicker. As he's gotten past the injured Red Bull. But look at Yumpsy, he's in traffic. Maybe pitting in early wasn't the move. Let's see, towards the leader. 21 seconds to the leader. Is the overcut strong? Is the undercut better? Sector 2, that is an Alfa Romeo off the circuit. That was Ghost. Ghost made a small mistake, but Yumpsy fighting through the field of Papa Fresh. I think Davies Hasn't got into the pit yet. He's going for the overcut. Definitely a 2-lap overcut on those softs. And Yumpsy's held in traffic hard. So we'll stay on the leader. As Yumpsy's flying past Papa Fresh. Small amount of contact there. He might make a darting move down the inside. Does he want to grab Bert in the same move? No, but Papa Fresh ain't backing down at all. And he yields. He needs to. He'll get DRS on Bert. He'll fly down the inside of Bert as well. Double overtake in the first sector alone for the Red Bull, for the Mercedes driver. And Bert's actually going for the inside out here. Gets a better run. Mercedes side by side with the Aston Martin. And Papa Fresh also takes the position. And he slides down the inside. Slithery little bugger he was. And that McLaren flies through and takes the move on Bert as well. Very clean driving from those three. Very tight. But still 21 seconds fighting through. As Zach goes nice and wide in P4. Welcome, Kane, to the chat. Who do you think is going to win? And we're missing you, man. Why aren't you in... you're missing this Aston Martin spot, mate. What's going on? Not over the age of 18 yet? Is he going to pit now? 21 seconds was the difference. And he's still staying out. So what does Davies have in mind? Taylor's on the back of Crystal at the moment. Oh, shit! Big! I had water in my hand. That is not the safest thing to do. A half spin in the middle of the circuit. Catching the Red Bull out of Null, I think. Oh, jeez. Head-on collision. As if there's no retirement. Not a good day for Red Bull. What, was it any minute now? I think it was. Yeah, it was any minute now. If his race hasn't come from bad to worse. And a virtual safety car has been engaged. Is Davies going to pit? Surely he has to. Oh, he's already gone past the thing. Why hasn't he opted to pit? Maybe it was already out when he went past the pits. This would have been perfect for him. It's currently 23 seconds. No one gets a drive-through time penalty. Davies has learnt. But he gained a second and a half from that virtual safety car. But wow, what a fucking head-on collision. So let's go back down to interval. As we all have a huge gap, except for Yumpsy that's going to fly onto Crystal. Has Tao stopped? Because I know he was up there nice and close. So he did opt to stop now. So let's see what the drivers have stopped. So the top 5 have yet to pit until now. Rappel and Vass have jumped in at the same time. They want to keep the battle going. As Yumpsy is about to fly past both of them in the pits. As Crystal's gone for the left-right. 2 moves under defending. Not the cleanest. But Yumpsy gets past him. And he actually turned off DRS well too early. Because he had to brake on that start-finish. And now he's going to defend against Crystal again. But we can have a look one more time. Of the old right-left. It's not. You can't move twice. Like that. You just can't. That is Max Verstappen at Baku moves against Daniel Ricciardo 2016 for that Danny Rick fans. That's an F. Imagine being bullied out of a car that could possibly win a championship. That is an F. So let's see how Bert's going down here in 14th against Tao. Tao on those fresh new mediums are flying through, and he's on the fresh hards. So Papa Fresh has also opted for the hards, going for the one-stop strategy. Let's see how he goes here. Bert's going wide. And he filters behind, giving Papa Fresh the run onto the very lazy Tao. Surely he's got to pit. He's going into the pit now. Let's check the interval. 17 seconds. The overcut was not the move. Remember, he was 5 tenths behind the leader. Davies was 5 tenths behind the leader. Let's see the time difference as he comes at the pit. So here comes Yumpsy, who pitted 2 laps earlier. And he's fallen massively behind. This is a bad move by Ferrari. He's lost a spot to Crystal, who is yet to pit, and he's also down by nearly basically 5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. 5 seconds. Ferrari have messed up here. Has he at least gone onto the hards? He has. So he's going for the one-stop strategy most likely in this race. As we have Mendy in the wall. Looks like he's okay. So the difference is strategy. Yumpsy is going to be pushing on the soft, medium, soft strategy, most likely. Davies is going for that one-stop strategy of the soft hards. Now he has to maintain temperature in those tyres. He can't use too much tyre wear because the one-stop strategy is a stretch here. He did go for a 3-lap overcut on the softs to try and make these hards work. But now he has to start defending on cars that are on a different strategy. Sector 1. That's an Alpine. It's licorice. Those fresh hards. And he rips the DRS board off. And we have a virtual safety car because of it. Got to clean up that debris. Any minute now having a shocker. All coming from this. Zach goes into the pits now with the virtual safety car engaged. And he opts for the hards. He's going for the one-stop. So let's have a look at the drivers who are opting for the one-stop strategy. So you can see here, Crystal hasn't yet to pit. Everyone's on the hards except for the front 4. Davies, the highest of the hard runners, up in P3, is going to be fighting off Kopsky. Oh, losing the back end there. He's a bit eager to try and get the move done on Davies here, because the longer he stays behind him, the longer he's actually losing on his overall strategy because he's on a push. So obviously the biggest winner is Crystal Paladin on 18 positions, still yet to pit. So we'll have a look at the interval from the leader, and it will filter down to around 12th position. So let's go on board with this bit of a tow here, coming from all the way from Crystal Paladin. So we've got a 5-man tow. So let's see if Davies is finally going to get Crystal here. No, but Crystal goes into the pits, makes their life a lot easier. But Copsy is side by side. Drag race all the way into turn 1. Masticles is just watching from behind. Davies opting for around the outside, and he regains the position, and he pushes onwards. Kopsky with DRS as well. Let's see how he tries to go down the inside, and he will stay behind. Masticles watches it all unfold in front of him. And Yumpsy has a 4.5 second lead. Now, Yumpsy's going to be finishing on lower fuel and soft compound tyres, so he's going to be very quick by the end of the race. And I'm noticing that Kopsky is actually already on medium fuel level. So is he on a fuel save? But this game, you can't touch your fuel load. So I don't know how he's going to go with fuel. See how Masticles does in maintaining this 1 second gap. But I think Kopsky's got to make this move, and he's going to move it now. As he toggles on ERS into overtake mode, he slaps in that DRS to give him the extra 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. Slides down the inside. And he gets the move done clean. Now, is Davies going to reply? Because he also gets DRS here as the switchback offers that. And he's not. Kopsky is away with those mediums. Davies is on the hards, and I think he needs to just stay behind him for now. Kopsky rapid, he is. fresh into the paddock on that in the Haas team, taking my former spot in the regular season with a fresh teammate of Zach. Crystal Paladin was in the Haas. He got a promotion into Alpine, and he's about to make a move on Burt here. See if he just starts flying down into the inside. He does, nice and late, and he gets a very vulnerable Burt on those softs. Oh, there's Tal going very slow. Obviously giving all the drivers plenty of space, but receiving 10 seconds and being the nicest bloke on the grid doing so. Going very slow. Got to probably take that into the pits and retire. As you can see on the front left tyre of Ghost, you can see a bit of tyre drag coming on. It's picking up a bit of rubber. It fell off. Oh, there's an Alpine. That's Crystal. He's lost it at the top of the fast right-hander. If he's not too worried about it, he'll probably lose it again. As Alex is coming up on the back of Null here. Yumsy still maintaining that gap of 5.6 seconds on Davies. But it's all about the final push on those softs. Is Davies going to have the pace to maintain on those hards? As Alex does not get the move done. Corner cutting for Tal as he's got to bring it into the pits and retire. I know FNL have a pretty harsh rule. I know if you retire in the race, you will get a Q ban. So any minute now against Mendy. Mendy flying through as blue flags permit him to move out the way. And I think Tal is actually going to continue this race. He will be. He'll probably be opting for the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. So well done for staying around. So Masticles is the closest battle on track. Actually, it's Burt on Ghost. And he flies down the inside, getting the move on Ghost. Is Ghost going to reply? Oh, Ghost is actually quicker up the hill with that toe as well. Oh, Ghost's got a good line here. And he's going to pop out of that toe, give the engine some fresh air, and he's now got to slap it. Absolutely flying, covering that inside line comfortably. And then Burt filters in, he's going to dive down the inside. No, he will stay behind for now. Let's go on Masticles. Sector 1 yellows again. That's Tau most likely giving everyone a clean path. Six tenths. Alex and Null are battling it out. Flies down the inside. Is Null going to capture him around the out? And he does. Around the outside. Nicely done. See how he retaliates with DRS available. Slaps that baby into overtake. He wants that position back. Sticks his nose in, but he's going to let him go. Because I think Masticles might be doing something down into turn 1. No, he'll stay behind. Sector 1 yellows. Unsure. So let's look at Alex make a move like everyone else has down into turn 1. I don't think he's actually get this one done because he's fallen 5 tenths behind. Doesn't seem to have the quickest straight line speed setup. He actually might make a late move. Because Null had to go for a defensive line still. So he might get a better run out here. Short shifting. Oh, bit shaky. And he'll stay behind for sure. Oh, actually, he's going to make a move down the inside. Small amount of contact. But wow, I actually didn't see that move coming. We can have a look at that back, actually. Down that DRS. Oh, there's Licorice. Hello. Another victim up the top of the hill there. Oh, Masticles, here we go. Move for P3 against Davies, and he does. Davies on the hard compound tyre. Masticles has to pit one more time. Yeah, 10 lap old mediums. They're not going to go for another 9. And Masticles just holds that position against Davies as Davies is slowly filtering back. But he is the leading hard compound tyre user. Yumsy still maintaining that gap, actually extending his gap to Davies, who's falling behind. And he's still got 35% ERS left in the tank. So a very dominant performance so far with Yumsy, but he still needs to pull off that 2-stop strategy. Finishing on the quick softs. He'll definitely finish with the fastest lap, that's for sure. Alex and Null still battling it out. Whoa! Around the outside, how you do it? These two will be having fun, battling for no points. Well, no points in the traditional sense of the top 10, but everyone gets points here. 42 points for the leader, 35, then 30, then 26, 25, so forth. So I think they're battling for 8 points. 6? One of them. One of those numbers. Or no, or it's in the teens. No, 10 points for 10th. Or is it 12? But it seems to all have balanced. It's just the same engagements. We've got a bit of traffic here as Masticles tries to go past Voodoo, as they do. Voodoo. I am fucking hilarious. 9 laps to go though. So it's all about when the boys are going to be pitting off those mediums and onto softs. I believe there's roughly lap 24, and they'll finish with 6 laps of the softs to go. That is my guess. But so far only one major collision here. Bahrain obviously not the most exciting of tracks. Mainly about strategic advantages. Obviously the 1 stop versus the 2 stops. As as Davies goes flying down the inside against Masticles, going side by side, making slight wheel-to-wheel contact, and then going into the second part of DRS, flying into turns 2 and then 3, and then going into the heavy braking zone of 4. Let's see how Davies goes. And he gets the position done on Masticles. Davies on the hards, showing that Masticles' mediums are slowly dying off, and those hards are kicking into gear. And now we have a development coming in, as Yumsy has pitted for those softs. So he's going for 8 laps of rapid soft running. So he'll be flying through the pack. And he actually avoided Dills, Vass and Zach coming out of the pits. So it's a fantastic stop. He's not losing any traffic because he's got 10 seconds to repel. So he's gaining all that time back from his pit stop on those quicker softs. He'll be around 1 to 2 seconds quicker than Davies at this stage. So we're actually going to keep track of his sector times already. So obviously coming out of the pits, seeing at the top right of your screen, we might see a negative, but I don't know if it's per sector time split or overall time split. We'll have a look. But he's fucking quick. Yeah, so it's counted in his pit stop, but you can see it's purpled. He's coming in, and he's coming in damn quick. He was 10.4 seconds away from Rappel, not even 30 seconds ago. As Masticles and Kopsky decide to pit, so he's even got less traffic to deal with coming through. So Davies is currently leading the Grand Prix with 7 laps to go. Is he able to hold off 8.8 seconds to the interval? So 10 seconds. There's a 10-second difference with only 7 laps to go. This is what the time difference is between a 1-stop and a 2-stop. Yamsi can enjoy the fun and go absolutely flying using that ERS. And that fuel load will be so light, he'll be just doing qualifying laps over and over again. So we'll just stay on board. And then we have Vass and Dills battling just behind. But we're going to watch this masterclass of driving from Yamsi of the 2-stop strategy versus the 1-stop against Ferrari, as he's just cutting down that time so quickly. 2 seconds already off the time on this lap alone. Let's have a look at the Sector 2 split. Sweeping left-hander. Coming through to the sweeping right-hander up the hill. Staying away from the curb perfectly. Sector 2 split 1.7 seconds off his overall time. 6.8 seconds already. Throwing his ERS into the track. See what time he produces here on lap 23 of the Grand Prix. And it's a 1:26.8, 2.4 seconds off his time. He's literally Lewis Hamilton in the Bottas car. He's just going to be setting fast laps after 5 fast laps. And he'll probably say his tyres are dead after 2 laps. But sooner or later, these softs are going to start dying out. And we'll see that time start to plateau, equaling to about, who knows, maybe around probably a few tenths off the lap that he was. But 5.5 now. Rappel's also on those hards, and he's got some traffic with Sniper Monk and Papa Fresh by the looks of it. No, I thought that was a orange car in front of Rappel. Oh, that's actually Davies there. True. 4.8. This is IRL stuff. This is usually Mercedes versus Red Bull when it comes to the 1-stop versus the 2-stop. But it all comes down to who's doing less individual mistakes. And it looks like Yamsi hasn't made a mistake yet. Kopsky's battling Vass, who started at the front row of the grid and has fallen back a little bit on the hards, but Kopsky's on those rapid softs. Again, the 2-stop versus the 1-stop. It's always going to be a 2-stop strategy here. Slight contact with Vass, giving him the squeeze. But he gets that position done. Kopsky with the ruthless aggression needed in FNL to get the move done into P5 and then fly into P4. 2 moves done in 2 turns essentially is a fantastic effort by the new Haas driver. 3.6 seconds is now the gap to Rappel. Overall 5 seconds now to Davies. We'll put it on leader from now on. This is going to be an interesting final lap. Sector 2 yellows, just letting them go in the positions wise. Tao might get disqualified if he keeps pulling out for 10 seconds though, for giving them a nice amount of room. But he actually at DRS here. Yamsi's actually getting more of a tow, and that's from the Red Bull of any minute now. So how early is any minute now going to let him go with blue flags? Still giving him that toe. Huge improvement. Is he actually going to give him a toe down the start-finish straight and then let him go? This is an insane play by Red Bull with Mercedes. And he goes flying past. Looks like it's like any minute now is not really yielding when it comes to blue flags. As he actually has to let him go. 3.2 seconds to the leader. 4 laps to go. Papa Fresh versus Zach. Zach locks up the fronts. We'll watch it from the back here. And then Zach comes back across Papa Fresh. Zach, welcome back to league racing. And he's already moved twice. 4 times moving. Zach, you can't do that. You pick a line and you can move back to the racing line, but that's it. You can't turn left, right, left, right, left, right, acting like you're breaking the toe. Papa Fresh with a slight touch there, going into that braking zone. Masticles with a good view of the whole exchange. .9 seconds. He's actually gone past Rappel, Yumpsy has, and he's flying past him. Zach opting for the very defensive line and then sweeping back. Papa Fresh darting down the inside, and he's going to come side by side. He makes slight contact with Zach, doesn't lose the entirety of the car. Masticles has to back out a little bit so he doesn't spin himself. Sector 2 yellows, that is a car just given away. But Yumpsy is coming, and he's coming quick. ERS on 5%, so is Davies. They're both equally pushing the car as much as possible. Kilometers per hour on the straight, exactly the same. So this battle is still going on. Let's see what happens. Is Zach going defensive? Is he going to move twice though? He does move early and he comes back across the defensive line. Not really the safest thing you can do. 3 wide, off screen. Slight contact with the McLaren of Zach, and he actually has to go wide. Way too wide there, and Papa Fresh loses 2 positions there. So I think that weaving's got to be looked at after race 1, because that's a little dangerous. It's been twice here. That's over defending if I've ever seen it. But here is Yumpsy. Yumpsy on Davies for the lead. 3 laps to go. Ghost against Crystal. This is the masterclass that I was saying. It is definitely a 2-stop strategy. Most tracks now in this game with the new tyres is a 2-stop. And Yumpsy is showing it right now with the right amount of pace, even against a top driver who's going for an overcut in potentially the softs to the hards. Yumpsy's right back on him. And he's going to gain the lead of the Grand Prix back from Davies with 2 laps to go. And he's on the fresh softs. And he's absolutely flying. And he's away. 5 tenths already. An absolute fantastic performance in round 1 from Yumpsy. Nothing beats an eye against Davies either, going with the 1-stop and making it work with the next driver on Rappel, who just started inside the 10, but started in 8th position. Let's go back to the battle down here with Zach. Oh, Papa Fresh has actually opted to go in the pits. He got wing damage from that exchange of the people going into turn 1. And with the new damage model this year, yeah, unfortunately, something's got to, you got to pit straight away. Any type of damage is just absolutely car destroying. Oh, and there goes Zach. You can say it's karma. He hasn't died, though. Huh? On board. Let's watch it back. Here we go. He catches the curb. Catches it again. This is a position that he's lost many times before that we've seen him in practice. And he's lost the front end of the car. And look, yeah, it's just undrivable at that stage. 1.5 seconds now as Yumpsy to Davies. Only 2 cars on the grid with penalties. We can go back to interval. Stay on board with the only real battle on track. Welcome back, Kane. He came back at the time where Yumpsy was gaining the lead of the Grand Prix back from Davies. And now we have his teammate fighting against Masticles, the Constructors Champion of AlphaTauri. And he's going to stay behind with 2 laps to go. Lap 28. And Zach is in the pit. So Crystal has actually jumped in to the top 10 finish, but is Ghost going to have anything about it? Obviously, all drivers get pit. I'm not in the league anymore. Yeah, he didn't. 18 things are. Or just too quick. See if Ghost can pinch that top 10, even though all the drivers on the grid get points. So that's always why it's worth staying around. All points matter. If you don't finish, this is a huge drop to the overall constructors. But I think we might have to just stay on top of Yumpsy maybe. On the last lap of the Grand Prix. Unless I see something magical happen on the track map. Oh! Ooh! Nearly retirement ending with Licorice. Oh! Don't be moving too soon. And it's clean to go. See when he rejoins. Hopefully no one's there. So why is Davies finished? What's going on? Time remaining? No. What do you mean? Why are people finishing? No one was lapped. Why is people getting the checkered flag? Huh? Is Davies still racing? No, it's definitely AI mode. What's happening? Can any of the drivers watching the stream fill me in? Are you actually finished the race when it's still going on with the last lap? Because we have drivers still driving around because it is the last lap of the Grand Prix. Yumpsy taking the final turn with a dominant performance, and Mercedes claim the first race of the FNL season here in F1 2021 FNL here at Bahrain. And then Rappel takes P2. Well, actually, no, it's Davies, then Rappel, then Kopsky, then Masticles, then Vass. They have to do a count back to a certain lap. It says finished. No, it's not finished. No, there was still a lap to do. Yumpsy was on the final lap. You're telling me Davies is one lap behind? You're telling me Davies is one lap behind? He was second comfortably. Wait, your game crashed? So why did your checkered flag come up causing people behind you to check it? Yumpsy holds the trophy for round one here at Bahrain, but the podium's a little off. Didn't cross the line, screen froze last turn. You're joking. Sure, on lap 28. So you actually finished there. You actually finished at 7th. That's fucking rough. That's so rough. So Yumpsy takes the P1 with and fastest lap. Started first, two-stop strategy, gets the fastest lap, perfect Grand Prix for a maximum points of 43 points. Yeah, as soon as you glitched out, it instantly said you were finished. And then all the drivers behind you finished straight after. But wow. But wow. What a first race of the season that was.
Choose mate and get an
Yeah, it was. This is it. It went airborne. Can I find it? No, I can't. Don't worry. But hey, I'll lead you out with this song. Thank you so much for watching. This will be uploaded onto the YouTube channel straight after for you guys to rewatch. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Alcatraz, and I'll see you guys next week. See you.